You say what, mate? I'm talking to the camera. In front of the family going, what are you talking about? I'm talking to this guy in front. Transport's Fokker Day. Oh well, it's one of those days. Just got pulled 10 minutes ago at the last toll road. I think the last toll road in France before we get to the harbour for the ferry. But yeah, they pulled me. Didn't like the look of the car, or the load, and then directed me into an area with a lady standing with a machine gun, and two others asked me some questions, got me out the car, had me look around. I could show them that, you know, my load is my household stuff pretty much, my life. And she said to the guy, why did you pull in? So much stuff. They think they're smuggling tobacco and alcohol out of Spain. It's much cheaper there, less taxes, but gosh, the police presence is very significant. A guy just got pulled behind me, as you can see. The two motorbike cops pulled him over, brought him to these two dudes. They're processing him. Let's check your documents. It's normal now. And it's kind of, you know, trying to be without papers or without things and so on is it's taxing on the consciousness, you know, on myself. It is a bit of a personal decision to go without these things and face, you know, because every time you deal with a policeman, it'll be a start all over again. You know? Alright, I don't have these papers because I'm free man and this and that, living man, do not need registration. No. We got a coffee on the brew, gotta go. Hope that guy gets home, no problem. Yeah, let's see how you do it. We slid all these stones down, now you're gonna slide onto the stones. Whoa. Oh wow. Cool track you made through the sand and stones there.
It's 11, that's right. Well done.
Fantastic.
Come on, let's go.
Alright, let's queen it and we'll go. There might be some French speakers in the group who pause that, look at it, maybe make some sense of it, but it's some pretty weird stuff. I had some good feedback on the place we went to just a couple of days ago in northern Portugal. What an amazing place. Someone said it was Mary Magdalene, or I appreciate the commentary, I really do, it's amazing. Thanks very much for the feedback, and I'll do more research on it myself, because we had a quick look and honestly the story doesn't make sense. 1800s build and no. But I was interested in this character, so I thought I'd just quickly, we're on our way to Tours, and that is a rather shocking sight, don't you think? He's going, what the F have you done? He's going, sorry there, this is like Homer Simpson fingers. No, the dude who runs the nuke plant, Smithers or whatever. No, you know what I mean. The fingers together. Yeah, sorry, I'm just going to cast a spell on you and turn you into some kind of dark entity that wants to do dark stuff, or not. It's just a theory, like most of history. Oh well, gotta put this in the bin. Well, the carousel of life keeps on turning, friends. Where did we end up? We ended up in Le Mans. We're in Le Mans, and racetrack aficionados will know Le Mans for the famous Le Mans 500, 24-hour endurance race. But actually this, I've only just arrived, but the place is full of evidence of a previous previous set of inhabitants who were different size, different builders. Oh, the doors are shutting on that. Actually, that's a great, one of those great things that wouldn't work on a spinning globe, isn't it? Can you imagine that working on a spinning globe? Anyway, I'm going to make another video shortly, but I thought these were quite pretty. It was quite a pretty center, and it really doesn't feel like Christmas to me at all. But the people here have obviously gone to town with their festive colors. I don't know if you can see them back there, all the lights back in that area, and there. It's very pretty. Le Mans. It's and the mask thing, by the way, almost total actually here, France. Maybe a little worse in Spain, but it's. I like this Jules Verne thing here, you know. Are we all at sea? Is this ether just a big ocean? And we don't see it as that. Anyway, I just want to say, firstly, before I get carried away, thank you so much to Joe and Carl. Thank you so much to Joe and Carl and two girls for sending us that very kind donation of 55.55. It was 45 pence short of what our accommodation cost last night in Biarritz. So thank you so much for that lovely night's accommodation. It was a lovely bed. Alexander, Andrew and I had plenty of room on it, so it was a real treat. But a huge thanks has to go to a new friend of mine, Richard. He sent me $500 actually, and that's the biggest gift I've been sent by anyone, and it's such a powerful gift for me, because it comes from someone who's, I think, is very thoughtful, and you know, that they would consider doing that for me or sending us, our family, that. Thank you so much. And no jokes, we weren't sure how we were going to pay tomorrow's toll roads and fuel, but now we know, and I can guarantee ourselves a few nights accommodation when we get to England. So thanks so much, Richard. Brilliant. It was dollars, obviously, and that's, you know, not going to stretch so far because of the currency. Nah, just kidding. That's awesome. Awesome. Thanks again. Cheers. Okay, let me try and squeeze this in. My little boy is demanding me now. But yeah, I mean, you know, again, would you make such big doorways? Not today, we wouldn't. Look how little the doorways are now that little modern humans make. But the ancients, who had very low skills. But here, 1 second's easy. This would have been the first floor, I can guarantee you, because this window here is below the floor level, and that would have been windows. And all of this area here has been flooded in. I wonder if it's in the center. All these old European town centers are like this. Yes, my baby. Le Mans, and La Masque is 90%, 80% if you discount the chin wearers. Coming, baby. Fatherhood, eh? Coming. Easy Go starts running now, and off he goes. Down the slope. Now we're actually, you know, a long way from, well, now if you just account for the slope, it's a long way down to the water. The water level is 8 meters below the current street level. I would suggest that they are indicative of perhaps an original level that everything was operating at. So I saw with Luke last night, I saw at least, well, 1.5 story hole grated over in the sidewalk next to a building, windows down below, the usual business. So this is Le Mans, and this is mud. This is a mound of mud on top of Le Mans, and I don't quite know if these resonating devices are partly why we have this problem. Why do we have this? I am, you know, I'm really kind of stewing over the hypothesis of liquefaction through a vibrational effect in the plates. The vibrational effect is slightly different at different places due to the toroidal energies of that space. And by the way, yesterday we came through Taurus. I wanted to stop in Taurus because the name is Taurus. Didn't stop because it felt too crazy a city. Actually, to be honest, this is busier than anything we've had for a while, so it's a bit of a a culture shock for us all. Well, we can't wait to get out of here, but I really needed to come and have a little look at some of the beauty and be like a tourist. But yeah, I'm just this resonant thing, this vibration plate thing. We see different effects in different areas, some similar effects, but oh wow, I get a lot of dirty looks these days. And I don't think it's because I'm holding the camera, it's because we're not wearing a mask. Here's mommy's right here.
Here I am, my baby.
So, you know, this is how it is, and we're only 9 months into this theatre, 10 months. An archway, okay, you want to come through the archway? Imagine where we'll be in a year's time. Daddy's down here. Through the gutter. What's this fish called? It's called Santa fish. But Santa went and stole Christmas. Oh, not Santa. Blame the curriculum vitus business.
Daddy?
Yes, darling.
Daddy, what's that fish called?
That's called the boxfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that fish called?
Oh, that's an actual fish. I'm gonna say that's a. Can I say that's a marlin?
What's that fish called?
That fish is called a vase fish.
Yeah. What's that fish called?
That's called a bubble fish.
Yeah. What's that fish called?
That's called a plate fish.
Plate fish.
Yeah.
What's this fish called?
That's called a old plate fish.
That fish.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll. We gotta move.
What's that fish?
This is, by the way, you see this, all these shops are closed. All these shops are closed. What the hell? This one's open, but you know, it's just like everywhere else. That's called drainfish. The drainfish. Now, this is what's happening everywhere. Is the implosion of this kind of business. Supported at the moment. Oh, that's the fagfish. Yeah, fagfish. Come, we gotta walk. Let's go. No, we gotta. Yeah, this is just, you know, slowly or not slowly playing out, but the implosion of our world. And how are we gonna make the most of it, really? Because we don't want to hang on to this sinking ship too long, do we? Oh, little relaxation. Oh, that's proper. I thought maybe it was like, oh yeah, I took a photo of that. I'll show you that. Alexander has the advantage of still having his divinity, sovereignty largely intact, you know. But as parents, we are conditioned to deprogram that from them. And then society does the rest of its work. Now we know that. We should strive to unpick that in ourselves. And sirens don't get them very often. Well, here in Le Mans, another city, another tram. So we need to ride the long road to our sovereignty and get off the CV train and the fear train, all the fear and all the programming stuff. We need to get off of that and onto the sovereignty thing and seek to work together with people who understand our true birthright, and work to make that better. Come on, guys. What are we doing? What are we doing with this knowledge? We're appealing to the same people who created this, who robbed us of our sovereignty. That's not the right. Whoa, stop! Okay, we're gonna go this way now, turn right. Okay, I gotta go. We gotta talk about this. It's serious. But it's beautiful. Have no fear, have no fear. And don't worry if you take the odd road turn. Cheers. The usual grand structures and tick. And the sky riders are making sure the clouds don't get too thin. Or whatever it is. This is the best way of inoculating a population, isn't it? Oh look. Down there. Can you see that? Under that truck, where that truck just went, is a hole, a gate, a door. Why, one might ask. Oh, well, I suppose it's just a stairwell down. I mean, you could argue that. I think this is probably an original, more original kind of level of things at the water level. Everything would have been at the water level. Not up high as we were, about 30-40 meters. So who knows how deep this goes. Can you imagine today if we built a house and expected it to last 300 or 400 years? Absolutely not. Yeah, riverside accommodation from once upon a time. Big. Yeah, good luck London along the river. Oh yeah, look at that wall. Look at that wall. It's incredible.
This is just something that has come to me, and I'm piecing bits together. Obviously, there's been times where I've felt very confused about what's going on, and I just had this moment of comfort and clarity come over me. I don't know if it's right. I'll just tell you what I've been thinking, and that is that obviously we're in France, and we've seen people with all these masks on, and you know, everything's being ramped up in terms of lockdown and increasing cases and all that kind of stuff. And you know,
the extension of furlough to April in the
they've
UK.
extended the furlough to April.
That's
in
14
the UK.
months already now.
Northern Ireland is talking about a 6-week lockdown on Boxing Day. I know that Biden talks about 100 days after he
Takes office. Orifice.
Etc. etc. And then Martin Kenny had spoken about this great reset that happened in April. All along in the last couple of years, certainly Dave and I have, and most importantly, more recently, we feel these waves of energy. Sometimes it makes us lightheaded. We have sort of symptoms of energy upgrades, if you will, and that perhaps we're in a kind of portal of this happening. We've got some very important astrological events happening, and so it's really important that right now they keep people in their homes, they keep people away from each other, because there will be symptoms where they feel sick. Perhaps some won't even be able to handle it, because you know, sometimes it's quite, I think we've been acclimatizing to it for a while, but it can feel quite overwhelming, or headaches, etc., etc. And so,
did you notice how close Saturn and Jupiter were last night?
Exactly.
What's the day today?
Today's the 18th.
18th, so we're 3 days from
Saturn.
They're meant to be aligned, aren't they?
Yeah, Saturn moved into 0 degrees of Aquarius yesterday.
And bang, there's going to be like this energy thing. But you know, like where some theories go, it's going to be a quick shift. There's others that, you know, it's a longer, drawn out kind of gradual shifting of things. So.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, they talk about, you know, this never going away for people, and I think maybe that's because for some, this will have to be the way that they live, because they've got to kind of keep them in a net. They've got to kind of keep them in an artificial, an AI kind of reality, consciousness reality. I hope that not be the case. I hope that what happens is slowly people shift into that energy over time too, as they awaken, as their awareness awakens, as their consciousness, as they come back to themselves, to their sovereignty.
So,
and over time they're able to join that
Okay,
upgrade.
I'm a little bit more skeptical, unfortunately, because I think that the purpose of all of this fiddling and faddling, and especially I can see, as I may have shown you a clip of the sky this morning, is pretty full on here as
Why don't
well,
you
you
show
know.
them your face, my love?
My face? See enough of that. Yeah, you know, that, so as Andrea said something a little minute ago, which struck a bell with me, was that this is an air upgrade. This is meant to be an ether upgrade. And so if you're dusting the air and you're covering the mask, and I've put one on very briefly over the last few days just to get in and out of shops or various things, and most of the time it's under my nose, but once or twice I've caught it, like I'm actually trying to breathe through it, and it really makes me feel a little odd, just 3-4 breaths in. So, you know, the I can't breathe, earth is an anagram for breath. There's a spare B, but, you know, ether is also an anagram for earth with a spare E. So I think there might be like earth with extra letters anagrammed into words that we take for granted. The breath, earth, ether, these are all of the same. And heart, of course. So they're messing with the heart, they're messing with the fear vibration, they're messing with your connection to other people. All of that's heart. And then the ether, the air, and if it's being spoiled on purpose to delay or whatever, don't fret about it. Just, you know that you can't. No, there's nothing to know other than just be faithful and trust that you have what you need. That's why they're having to mislead. That's why they're having to cover faces and spray skies, is because they're trying to stop people from getting this. But you have enough knowledge that if there's something coming in, and if you're in the right choyoing, you know, left and right center, up and down center, if you're in that, then
I think the most important thing is
best place.
to breathe, because actually you want to move the energy in your body. You want to acclimatize. You want to take it in and
Yes, darling.
and let it settle in your body. So the most important thing is to breathe and breathe in and out, rhythmically, or deep breaths, whatever it is. But I think breath is
Yes.
important.
Yeah.
I got up the triple spiral.
You did the triple spiral. That's incredible. You see my boy on the marble race.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
unbelievable.
just this will all unfold how it needs to, I think. But yeah, I think fear is definitely something they'll choose to keep people kind of
Fear.
in the net.
The opposite of love.
Because this is what I think was the feeling, is that they basically, the people who are wearing in France, it seems that everybody's wearing masks in the car, outside, everywhere. Apart from a couple that we've seen that haven't, and you know, who give really serious looks at
I'd
people.
say the cars are not yet 50. I'd say it was 50-50 with the cars. But in
Anyway,
the street, it's mainly.
The point is that almost like those that are brought into the mask are in the net, and again, you know, that's not a judgment. That's just where we're at right now. And anyway, that was just something that came to me, but it felt quite comforting.
That's the nature of fishing, I guess. And which of the religions love to talk about being fishers of men? It's all so complicated. It's all so interwoven. You know, you see all of these mashed up structures, a lot of them owned and controlled now by the religious sects, and obviously the governmental sect, and so on. So it is the nature of fishing, and I think that's what the Jesuits are for, fishing for souls. Think about it. Really think about it. Okay, we're at a shop now, and we're going to hit the road, so get some grub, food for the road,
And breathe.
and breathe,
Just breathe.
and believe. that it's going to be as the Creator intended. The Creator creates all. The Creator creates the higher mind, the lower mind, the balanced mind. And so when people talk in religious terms about God and Satan, and I do wonder whether these aren't simply archetypes demonstrating that negative and positive polarity, that good and bad, that yin and yang, which is in each of us. Okay, gotta go.
Sorry.